And so conscience is the voice of your heart. And it tells you whether you've done right or you've done wrong. And it's governed by what you know. And so whatever you've been taught growing up about what's right and wrong, your conscience will be a guide whether you kept with that. Man wasn't created with a conscience. Conscience came through the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God never wanted us to live just by conscience, by knowledge of good and wrong or whatever. And so what happened is Adam was to ask God, is this good? Is this bad? And just believe God. But no, when man ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, the tree became part of them. In the book of Romans, it says that the conscience is the work of the law that's been placed in the heart of man when they partook of that tree. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil got in them, and that's the work of the law, so that now whenever you do something wrong, it judges you. You ever had a guilty conscience? And your parents didn't even know about it? And you were afraid and you kept it silent because you didn't want a spanking? But your conscience bugged you so much you'd rather just have the spanking and get it over with. Boy, it's much worse as having that bad conscience. But this speaks out that the old covenant, all those sacrifices, they just dealt with the outward but could do nothing with your heart. It couldn't take the guilt away. And so it just covered over the problem and just pushed it over to later. But it was never, always reminding you, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty. And so the worst thing that a human has in their life is guilt. How do you deal with it? And a lot of people try to deal differently with guilt. And they try to overcome guilt by coming to church. Let me tell you something. I'm glad you came to church. But if you came to church to try to overcome your guilt, then it'll never work. That's the way it is with conscience. And so you try to, I'm going to try to do good things to overcome that. And a little bit, it works a little bit, but it comes back because it never deals with it. And every sacrifice, I feel a little bit better because I gave an animal sacrifice. But you know what? The guilt would come back because it would have to be done over year after year after year. But Jesus Christ, if you'll accept what he did and accept the value of his blood shed for you, your conscience can be cleared completely of all past guilt. And you can be free from guilt.